This the test of the boundary part alert system. Oh, sorry there, I didn't mean to press it, but all right.
How you doing?
Yeah, all right. How are you?
Yeah, not bad.
Yeah, good. Just tighten.
How was the gym?
Yeah, it's pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get a body like Tez.
Well, I think we've got quite a way to go before we get a Adonis like Terry Whaley.
Well, we're trying anyway.
Yeah. So, do you think we should we tell people how to phone in so we could get on with the show?
Yeah.
Yeah, you've got the mouse there.
Where is it? It's under my flab.
It's under your nipple.
The Latics Football Phone-In is live every Wednesday between 8:30 and 9:30. If you want to join the conversation, then you need to join us on our StreamYard link, which looks something like this. You'll find the StreamYard link in our pinned post on Facebook, Twitter, and in the comments section on YouTube. So if you want to join the debate, that's how you do it. I think that worked really well, didn't it?
Yeah, we've got our tops on now. Yeah, the gym's going good though.
Yeah.
The gym is going good.
Yeah.
We've got sound, I hope, have we?
I think so, yeah. I've got some comments.
Oh.
Jesus effing Christ.
Yeah.
Nice.
Thanks, Dom.
Is this Burkitt Sportscast?
No, that's more lewd and rancid.
You guys are getting really toxic.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Even better.
That's toxic. I can't even say that word, the B word.
Anyone says the B word, that's it. It's over.
I've just realised the thing's a bit close, isn't it? So just move it out a bit. It's a bit better, isn't it? Because we.
Yeah. So last night.
Yeah, last night, Dave.
Yeah, win at York. Win at home.
Mm-hmm. Back-to-back wins.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching.
Yeah, that's it. See you next week.
There's nothing to mourn about, is there?
Well, I thought that in the second half we were 1-0 up. He went to that 4-3-3 bizarrely, and it went a bit awry, didn't it?
It did look a bit weird, didn't it? Like something was, but then he made the substitution straight after.
Yeah, 76-minute substitution. Timmy Abraham, instant impact, scored a goal. Good finish. I went to the toilet, I missed it.
Yeah.
And spoke to John Ebrell after the game and told him I missed the second goal, so he told me what happened. But John Rooney, I thought when he came on, played quite well. He started to distribute it. Shelton played okay. He was a bit too fancy for my liking, too many flicks rather than just playing the simple ball. But what I saw of him with Shearing, it looked quite good, didn't it?
Yeah, I mean we ground out a win, didn't we?
Yeah, and you were very Yanni.
Oh, I'm Yanni. Yeah, he looks like a good addition to the squad. I'd get him signed up.
Yeah,
permanently.
He looked really good. He looked strong. He looked comprehensive. I thought he got man of the match over Shearing
and hair of the match.
Yeah,
as well. If that's the thing.
Lucky first goal. Norman played well. 2 great saves.
Yeah.
Confidence is coming back, isn't it? Clark, I thought, played okay. Set up the second goal. He looked a bit more confident than he has done.
I think probably having a bit of extra pace behind him with Yanni and a bit more physicality behind him might have helped him out.
Kitchen played immense again. I think he's like one of our consistent performers.
When he plays badly, Kitchen sinks, doesn't he? You're welcome. Should we bring a guest in?
Yeah, please do.
Yeah, Dom disagrees with you. Clark was awful.
I don't care what Dom thinks.
No.
We'll do a phone in and talk about it then, Dom.
Phone in, Dom. Just saying. Sharon.
Yeah, come on, Dom.
Let's
have it out. Let's have it right. A bit of orgy, bit of
down. Everyone's seen your muscles now. They're going to be petrified.
Yeah. That's it.
Should we be talking about muscles?
Here he is.
All right, Tez.
Oh, good.
Have you got pants on, Tez?
Yeah, I've got pants on. Yeah, you don't want to see down there. It's like a turkey's neck.
Here he is.
Yeah.
Excellent.
So how
I
you
thought
doing?
we were a lot better last night.
You're always the first caller on the show. We always give you that. We give you that privilege.
Yeah. I think the nakedness at the start. You've got a long way to go before you catch me up. Yeah, I think you need a few more pies. I think.
Well, we're working on it.
Yeah,
Well,
we might get bigger by the week.
We put those bodies on because they were slimmer than our own.
Yeah,
so,
we did try tops off, and then I was sick. That started crying.
I think my girlfriend's sick of ironing my t-shirts round the walk.
So what did you make of it last night, then, pal?
Well, I obviously weren't there because I'm working away, but I bought the match pass and I watched it on that. Missed both goals because of my son ringing me up asking for a bottle of Prime. But I thought we played quite well. To be fair, it's as good as we've been all year. Definitely, it's still work in progress, isn't there? But I mean, I thought that's as good as we've been. Definitely.
I thought that what I was. I don't know if impressed is the right word, but I thought first half we were pretty poor. I thought first half was same old, sit back too deep, let them have too much of the ball. We started off on the front foot, I thought, and then kind of backed off. And it was a similar pattern of work. I thought we looked quite comfortable at the back. York didn't really look like they had too much up top, really. But they had a lot of possession, and it was like, ugh. And we went in 1-0 up, didn't we? Because we got that goal right towards the end of the half. And I thought, again,
error, weren't it?
Yeah, it was. I thought we were a bit fortunate with that. But then in the second half, we did what we need to do, which is push up. What did I say weeks ago, Dave?
You need to get the ball in the opposition's half to score a goal.
Exactly. We've done some research, haven't we? And we found that the vast majority of goals are scored when you're in the opposition's half.
Well, so it's pretty.
But what we started doing is we started pushing up, putting pressure on them, forcing them into mistakes, and then we played some quite good football in the last third of the pitch. That's when we play our best stuff. We can't play from the back and play through the phases. We're just not that kind of team. So we need to press up. So we did that second half. We changed it. The substitutions made a big impact. So I was really, really pleased with how it went in the second half.
Yeah, it impressed me, to be fair. I mean, that Yarney looks a good defender, doesn't he? He looks like a good addition, him, definitely.
Yeah.
People give Jordan Clark a bit of grief, but I don't think he did too bad last night. I've seen worse, miles worse. Yeah, I'm not saying
give it away, but he made some vital tackles in the final third.
I'm not sure he'll stay in. I mean, I'm not sure that he's the answer on the right hand side. But credit where it's due. I don't think he did too badly last night.
If you were Unsworth, mate, Unsworth now Aldershot, would you keep the same team and keep the defence as it is?
Yeah, I think you've got to do, haven't you, really? Because I don't think anybody really did anything out of turn or deserved to be dropped, to be fair.
They look more settled.
You might change the bench, maybe put Reed on the bench, but that's another one as well. And why wasn't he on the bench last night?
Well, apparently he's injured.
Well, that might be the reason then. But
allegedly.
I mean, like Unsworth's probably telling fibs again, isn't he, about the reason why he didn't do the interview the week before? But
allegedly.
I don't know. It's a tough one, really. We've got that many players to choose from. You sort of stuck between. You're never going to keep everyone happy, are you? You play one player and you've got half the fans shouting, "Well, should be playing him," etc. But you're never going to keep everyone happy, are you?
We've got 35 contracted players now, so we've got quite a few to choose from.
I think a few need to go in there, definitely.
In terms of Aldershot, then, are you confident?
Yeah, I think we'll get another win. Definitely.
They had a good result against Maidstone last night, didn't they?
Yeah, but I think, I genuinely hope. I know we had a bad result against Gateshead at home in the FA Trophy, but I genuinely feel and hope that we've turned a corner. It's looking like it's coming together a little bit now. I know last week I was giving Unsworth a bit of grief, weren't I, saying that his job's not going to last much longer, but he seems to be being backed, and I don't think he'll get sacked. Absolutely not.
Incremental improvements was the phrase from Mark White last week, and the form table of the last 6 games puts us up in, I think, 9th.
Yeah,
I know, and that's a mini table within the table. But there's a 5-point cushion now between us and the relegation zone.
We've got a game in hand, haven't we?
We've got 4 games in hand on Maidstone.
Yeah.
So we've got a cushion. We've got 1 or 2 games in hand on most teams around us.
If you can keep that form till the end of the season, win 2 or 3 and lose 1 and draw a couple, I'd accept that. Finish mid-table, and then next year sort of crack on and see if we can have a right good go.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was just a direct comparison second half. We just pressed and pressed and pressed, didn't we? I don't think York could handle our fitness. I thought it looked a lot fitter, didn't we, in terms of how we played. Nuttall ran his absolute nuts off, didn't he?
Yeah.
To be fair,
I think Roy Butler commented on it before the game. He said, we look like a big team. We look like we can bash teams about a little bit. And he's probably right compared to when we were at the start of the year.
Yeah, and yet I think like the substitutions when they come on need to make an impact. And to be fair to Rooney, because when he came on, the last game he came on was at home against Notts County.
Was it?
Yeah, and he played on the right hand side, and he was just
woeful.
Oh, he was just a fish out of water in that position. But then he came on played on the left yesterday, and straight away when he got the ball, he kept it, and he started the phase of play which led to the second goal. And Abrahams obviously came on and was a handful straight away. Good finish underneath the keeper. But you need those substitutions need to make an impact. And in the last few games where we've won, they have done.
Yeah,
that's exactly what you want. You want them to be lively, don't you, when they come on? That's exactly what you want.
Rooney did the Rooney special lob attempts. He does that every game, doesn't he? Do you know what I mean? But one day it'll go in. So to be fair to him, he came on and made the impact, settled the midfield down, because I don't think York could handle him when he came on, to be fair. So
what we need desperately at times is someone that can put the foot on the ball and keep it, because instead of just giving it away constantly, because we were still guilty of that last night. But like you say, it was definitely better, and we did play some better passages of football. Right, agreed. Terry, your top off status is now absolutely assured, and you're clearly a legend with the top off. So well done.
Cheers, mate.
And
cheers,
thanks for calling, mate. See you later.
See you next week.
Right, so we'll bring Dom in now and talk about Jordan Clark, because he has fronted up and he has taken on your challenge.
It's his first time on the show.
Welcome, Dom.
It's his first time, isn't it? It's your first time.
It is first time. Good evening, guys.
Yeah, all right.
Good evening,
How
Dom.
are you doing? You all right?
Not bad yourselves.
Yeah, good. Yeah.
Good.
So saw you last night in the bar, fan bar before the game. You were there. What did you make of it, including the Jordan Clark observations?
Well, it's we looked a better team last night. There's still a couple of areas where we're a bit iffy. Fondop's just he's blowing out of his ass come midway through second half. But bit of fitness and bit of a better player there, isn't he? Also, Yanni looked an absolute solid player at the back.
He did. I think. What do you think of Shelton? Did you think he had a good debut?
It weren't too bad. Bits of the first half, you didn't really notice him. Came into it a bit more second half, but I think could have a good player there.
I think the poorest player on the pitch for Oldham last night was Chapman. I thought he was poor. I thought he was out of it, but he was out of position. So I didn't think he had a good game.
Hang on a minute. Tell us about Jordan. You thought Jordan Clark had a good game. You in your comments before didn't think he did. Give us your thoughts on that.
He's a liability, Jordan Clark. I mean, like you said, a couple of good tackles, but when you look at the rest of it, he's giving balls away left, right, and centre. The ball that he put in for the second goal. It's a good ball, but we've got fortunate with an absolute howler from the defender.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Which, to be fair to Timmy Abrahams, he was onto like an absolute flash. He anticipated it, didn't he? Which was brilliant play from him.
Yeah,
and a really good finish. I think there's something frustrating with Jordan Clark for me, because I think he's a better footballer than what he's been displaying for us this season. And I like to sort of maybe think that give people the benefit of the doubt. We don't know what's going on in his life or anything like that. Sometimes there's other things that affect footballers' form, because, I do think that he's capable of being more consistent than he is. Because I do agree he's been inconsistent when he's performed this season.
He's a confident player.
It's been pretty much all games he's played this season. He's been a liability. Back at the back end of last season as well, he were missing. Well, he seems to have dropped downhill. Like someone said, for someone that's played in high leagues, like he was in League One not too long ago, he should be a really strong player in this division. But
That's why I think that like some, like there's, it's not always black and white. It's not like everybody. It's not like we all perform at our best every day, is it? And I think like sometimes things affect people, and when he comes on, we want to. I'm trying to be positive about the players. You know what I mean, as much as possible, because I want them to put in good performances. I want them to feel like we're behind them. And I think out on the whole last night, most of the team did pretty well. So, and like I said, Jordan did contribute to the game in some positive ways. It's made some good tackles. He did put that ball in. So
I think Oldham, all in all, looked quite composed last night. They didn't panic at the back. They didn't panic in the midfield. They most certainly didn't panic up front. There was just that lack of creativity in the final third, weren't they? That's what the issue was, weren't it?
On the question of the back four, so the back four, Dom, we didn't concede last night. Kept a clean sheet. Peter Clark out the side. Would you stick with the same back four, or is it a no-brainer to take Jordan Clark out of the team for you?
See, I'm very torn on that, because considering my thoughts on Jordan Clark, to change a back four that hasn't conceded is, it'd be a silly thing to do. But Yanni can play right back as well. I mean, even though we got dicked against Gateshead, he did well at right back. I'm very torn on that one.
I know, but I think what the difference between having Yanni play centre half next to Jordan Clark is you've got more athleticism as cover for Jordan Clark, haven't you? Like if you put Yanni out on at right back, and then you've got Peter Clark next to him. Peter Clark's still a good defender, but he's not got the pace and the legs to cover Yanni in the same way. So there's all these little kind of things that you have to sort of weigh up against, isn't there? And obviously, Unsworth and the team will be looking at the opposition as well and seeing what kind of threats they think that Aldershot have got and trying to base it around that. But I think generally speaking, a team that's defended its goal for 90 minutes deserves another run out.
Do you think we're a bit over excited in signing Clark till the end of the season, where we could have got Yanni probably till the end of the season, because he's on a month to month? Do you think that was a bit of a knee-jerk reaction, or do you think Clark is still needed as well as Yanni and Hogan? Is that a bit of defensive cover?
I think probably having both of them is a good thing. Because if, say for instance, Clark's injured, Hogan's injured, Jordan Clark's injured, then you've still got another backup in Yanni. So I think having both of them is probably a good thing. I don't think it were like a knee jerk, let's get him quick.
Well, you mentioned we've got 35 players, but we're down to bare bones in defence already, aren't we? We don't have many defenders.
Yeah, Sutton's injured.
Yeah, so we don't have we only got the only right back we've got.
Injured.
Yeah, so I think we definitely need both those players.
Maynard can play at the back, but he's a bit ropey, isn't he?
Well, the defence has been sort of patchwork all season, and it kind of people.
Windass has gone to Buxton on loan. I don't know if that's for game time. I don't know, because he can play right back, can't he? But
he's not played. We haven't seen him, have we? So we don't know. So.
No.
Right, listen, Dom, unless you've got any more points to make, we'll get through the callers. Have you anything else?
Probably one more thing. Sharon, I think, finally getting him into centre mid. He's settled back in there now. He's looking at a solid player in there. He's one of them players. Every time he's played, I've absolutely slated him, but. He's I'm being won over now by him. I think keep him there. Do not move him.
I like seeing him chase things down. I like seeing him get forward and putting pressure on and getting, like he was last
scored,
night.
Didn't he, as well?
Yeah, that's what I want to say. Midfielders have got to have limitless energy. They really have. They've got to be up and down there, like supporting the attackers in the press and helping the defenders out. It's you really do need a good engine, and it does look like he's got one, doesn't it?
Just before you go, Don, what do you think about Harry Vaughan potentially leaving the club? Because there's a rumour that he's on trial. But are you happy about that? Or do you think it's a shame?
But like Brad said, if we're not going to play him, there's no point really keeping him. But when Unsworth came in, you're thinking, well, he's kind of known for bringing through some of the, like you Dominic Calvert-Lewins and players like that. You're thinking, well, you got a young player there with bags of potential, which you could potentially develop even more. But he's not looked his way at all. So, I mean, it would have been nice to see him get more of a chance But I mean, if he's not part of the picture, then there's no point in keeping him, really, is there?
It's just a shame. I just think it's just a real shame, mate.
I think it's a shame when we don't get to, when we have talented young players and we don't get to see them like shine for our club, you know, and get the most out of them. That's what kind of bothers me. But at the end of the day, I think what's best for Harry Vaughan is what's best for.
It was one of Sheridan's biggest regrets in his final interview, not playing Harry enough. He brought him on against Eastleigh, and he changed the game, set up the Wellings goal, didn't he? So it's just, I just think it's just a waste letting him go. But hey, what do I know?
Got to pay for those new floodlights somehow, you know. Right, cheers, Dom.
Cheers, mate.
No worries, lads.
See you later.
Care. Bye.
Right, should we bring our mate in?
Yeah, let's do it.
How you doing, AB?
Evening, guys. You okay?
Yeah,
mate, you okay?
I'm all right. What a good win yesterday it was.
It really was, wasn't it? 2 on the bounce.
Yeah, we need to pin that defender down urgently because I think he's going to go on big things, that lad.
Yeah.
And Norman played very well. And there was some very positive yesterday. I left the ground very happy. And I was very impressed with David Unsworth. Second half, he came out and he was very busy on the touchline and shouting at his players. That's what we want to see. And hopefully he can get another win on the weekend. And I think there will be about 8 points behind the playoffs. And it can happen. 19 cup finals, I'm going to be calling them.
Flipping heck.
I think they all did. They all came out. They all came out in that second half looking more fired up, didn't they?
I don't know what it was. It's like you got to remember that when you don't win games, it must be so demoralising as a manager. You change it, we lose. Change it, you lose. Get a draw, win, lose. It might just reignite some passion and fire. I'm not saying he's not passionate by any stretch.
I think it might have been the goal. You know, the goal like quite close to half time that just kind of got everybody, you know, and not going behind again.
Yeah.
You know, like going, we went behind against Dorking. But
I just don't want it to be a Yeovil where we beat Yeovil and they were poor, and then we got.
We're going 2 on the bounce now. We're still undefeated.
No, but I'm just saying that, you know, when we went to Altrincham, we got beat comprehensively, and it was a poor game. So I just thought that doesn't, you know, 1 step forward, 4 steps back. That's my worry.
Yeah. Apparently, also the club said Chris Porter was due to be back in January. We're almost at the end of January. I want to know what's happening with him because if he's much fit, then he will bring his experience, and we need to find out what's happening with that because I was told that he was due back in January in the first team.
Has he been training with them? Because you go to training quite a bit, don't you?
Yeah, I've seen him training, but I don't pick him because I'm not the manager.
No, well, I know that.
That's another story a bit. But I don't think. I mean, where does he fit into this team now? I don't think he does he? No. Unless we've got some serious injury problems, even if he is.
Yeah,
fit.
But his experience needed really because he might play and he might score a whiter goal. You don't know anything.
Player, another impact player, another sort of bring on Fondop, bring him on. Abraham, I don't know.
He's not gonna run the defenders ragged.
Also, we need to really keep Harry Vaughan because I'm disappointed if he's on his way out because apparently Hull are interested, Blackburn, and I just want the club to give him a chance because I think he's a highly rated player.
Oh yeah, without a doubt.
Yeah, well, we'll have to wait and see. Well, it's up to them to decide what's best and what's best for Harry and all that. And I think maybe in some I don't know because I think some of the football that's been played in this division so far has been better than the football we played in League Two. And the other teams played as well. That there's actually more football. Yeah. It's not like
it's more of a passing game, isn't it?
It's not like all the pitches are mud bats and like it used to be, is it? It's actually, you know,
League 3 now, isn't it? Rather than conference, it's League 1, League 2.
I think that Unsworth, he's not played since Altrincham, has he, Harry Vaughan?
No.
And he actually had pointed him out as not doing the defending, didn't he? So I don't know, but so what do you reckon? Yeah. So one of this guy Andrew has pointed out that Aldershot have got a 6'4" centre forward who has scored a hat trick last night. So might need Yanni's physicality. What do you reckon? Do you think we can go on and win 3 games on the bounce for the first time since Pete Wild was the manager.
Why can't it be done? We can't do it, but we need to keep the same team, and hopefully we can pick another win, and then we might start talking about the playoffs. Like Andy is ruling it out. The person who works with you, I've not met him, and why can't we surprise anyone? 19 games left. I'm calling them cup games.
Do you reckon we can do it a bit?
Why we can't do it? If Plymouth could have done it a few years back, why can't we?
Well, that's the beauty of football, isn't it? I think
the thing is you're not wrong. It is technically possible, so we will wait.
Yeah, and hopefully it can be done, because we might be trying to keep ourselves out the relegation, but it can be done. Believe me, we've got a very good squad. We just need to cut down the errors and hopefully play. And it seems to be coming together at the moment.
Yeah.
Right, cheers, Ibby. Let's bring in somebody now who thought we were going to Wembley, but unfortunately that didn't materialise. Despite you getting my hopes up, Brad, I really got into that.
It's Wembley in playoffs now, according to Ibby.
Wembley in playoffs, yeah.
Yeah, I think
do you? I mean, obviously, Ibby's being very optimistic there, and technically it's possible. Do you think there's any chance on earth that we could get into the playoffs?
Well, I had the bet on the 500 to 1 today. I took 500 to 1 for us to get promoted.
500 to 1?
500 to 1, yeah. So I put a tenner on it.
Yeah,
But to be fair, obviously, with 5 points off the drop, out the relegation zone, 5 points off the top half, I think anything, a top half, we just need to build momentum. I look at like Southend last season, where they was in relegation zone before Christmas, a bit of trouble, and then they climbed out of it and finished. I think they finished 13th, and then this season they've kicked on again. I think that's what we need to be aiming for. I think, but it is there. But like I said, a lot of positives to take last night. I think that's the first time under Unsworth where I felt like we've actually dominated the game and deserved to win, and we're the better team. Like, we won our midfield battles. I think Sheeran was outstanding, and the new lad as well. I thought he did a few little fancy tricks and stuff like that. Some of it didn't pay off, but he wanted to create. He wanted the ball and wanted to move it about.
I think we nullified any attack really, and then when Norman came into question, he answered every single one of them, and he pulled off 2. Like the free kick, he had a bit more pace on it. I think he might have had a bit more of an issue in that first half, but that in the second half later on when he tipped it onto the bar, that was a cracking save. That.
Oh, definitely. I think I put it on Twitter. I think it was a game-changing moment, that free kick save in the first half, because goes in there right before our time, heads drop. Fans may get on the back then, but we went up the other end and scored ourselves. So it was game-changing moment. I think since the Notts County away game, I think Norman's come on and done really well. I think he's made some crucial saves at the right times. I've given him some stick this season, but he's been decent this new year. But yeah, like I said, we're looking good. Like throughout the team, we're looking at our team at the moment. It's very strong. I do feel like down the right hand side we got a bit of a problem there. I'm with you, Dave, about Chapman. I just don't see where he fits in. I think he'd work well in a 4-3-3 if he played 3 in midfield together. I think that would be his position, a bit further forward. But I'd like to see a right winger who can run out of defenders and get balls in the box, because I'd hate to play against Fondup and Notto, 2 big 6-foot centre forwards running at you all the time. It's not nice, and then you think, all right, we've got someone else coming. We've got Abraham coming on with pace.
Yeah.
I think he tried to revert to a 4-3-3 at about 60 minutes for like 10 minutes or so, didn't he? And he put Tollett like on the up front with Fondup and Nuttall.
Yeah.
And he just overran us in midfield, didn't he? Like he sort of dropped shame. It was really bizarre, the formation, because I was like saying to you, what is he doing? Yeah. And then it went to a 4-2-4, and then it was like, I just don't know.
Made the changes,
and then he made the changes rather quickly because he just knew it weren't working. So
yeah, I was like that. Like I think middle of the game we got very nervous yesterday. I thought they got on top and decided having the chances, and we know when we panic and we just start oofing it everywhere, don't we? Just launch it everywhere and we don't keep hold of the ball. I thought, here we go, the goal's coming. I think they had a chance where they crossed it in and nobody was at the back post, and I thought, oh yeah, here we go, they're going to score these soon. It was a lot of tinkering in the formation in there, but I think just like he stumbled across the formation, it's working. I think he just got to stick with it, and it's getting results. And we're on good form.
I thought Tolic should have buried that chance or laid it off to Nuttall, because Nuttall was on the 6-yard box screaming for it, weren't it? And he didn't even get it on target. And I thought they're the chances where you're 1-0 up and you really have to put them away. But I thought Tolic's he's not shined any lights up, has he, really, in the last few games? I just don't think the formation works for him a little bit. But then he put him down the left hand side for a little bit, and then he got in and had a shot on goal, and it went over. But he did look more effective on that left hand side. But again, he's sort of maybe give him a free roll, but then again, you sort of subject to Chapman then having to cover for him. So it's a real tough one. But Sheeran and Shelton looked really good in the midfield, I thought. Shelton just tried overplaying it a little bit, with Sheeran. I don't think Sheeran understood what he was trying to do, and Sheeran was having to try and mop up. But every time he made a tackle, he was getting more confidence, Sheeran. So maybe you just need that Sheridan-Duxbury-esque partnership where there's one a bit more creative than the other, and the other one's just mopping up. But yeah, I thought Yarni got man of the match for me, but Sheeran was a close second. And again, I've said it from the start, centre midfield Sheeran, I reckon he's one of the best players we've got.
I think that with every signing now, like from sort of in the last few, it feels like the balance to the team is getting better, and the signings are getting more it's becoming more cohesive in it, and you can see how a team is starting to sort of come together. Because before and competition for places and stuff as well, because like last night when Rooney came on, he played like he was like playing for his place, and he wanted to impact the game, and he did, and that's what you want to see, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. I know we've got a squad of 35, so it is obvious that we were our strength in depth, and we're going to need it because we're playing a lot of Saturday Tuesdays. I know you're having a discussion about like Clark and stuff like that. Like Oldham, that was Oldham's best game last night. That's the first time I've seen him actually winning challenges, and I thought he played really well as well. But we're going to need a lot of the squad. There's got to be suspensions, injuries. Like the pitches in the sun in the winter now are not that great, so they're heavy on the legs. And playing two games a week, it's going to be hard. And there's a lot there.
Did you think? I thought that like with Hogan last night, he looked like a proper leader, didn't he? And he had the voice on the pitch. He was telling everyone what to do. But do you think the dynamic when Clark came in, because he's experienced, he's Mr. Oldham Athletic, do you think his nose was sort of put out of joint a little bit? Because he is the captain, Hogan, but you've got this leader who's a legend in the club, Peter Clark. And it was like there's two voices rather than one leading the team. Because I thought, as you said, Hogan played really well, but he was really geeing up the lads and telling everyone to cover and really sort of look like a captain. But when Clark's there, is there a case of he might be taking over a little bit and again just causing that little bit of confusion? Too many voices sometimes could cause a bit of confusion for the other players. I don't know.
I don't think it's like that. I think he probably would have felt a bit intimidated by Clark, because obviously the fans take to Clark straight away, and obviously he's the captain of the club, and you got the fans saying he's the leader of the Latics. May not like it and stuff like that. It's just one of them in football, and Clark's been superb. I know he got sent off. It was a stupid sending off, but he's been very good for us since he's come back. He's scored goals. He's put his body on the line. I'd have him straight back in, mate. I know you're not supposed to change a winning team, but I think it works well, especially with Effie Young, 6'4". Clark's going to be wanting to win them battles. He loves a battle with a big centre forward. But yeah, I'm with you there, but I understand the point though. What you said.
Yeah, I've always said it's just a theory. I'm not saying it's any.
Yeah.
The thing is, he stepped up, didn't he, last night?
Exactly.
And that's the point, And I don't think you can have too many leaders on the pitch.
Exactly. We've got 11 players who can start, and I think players are going to have to raise the game every game to try and keep all the players. Like Nuttall, and I know he's probably not going to be a goal scorer. He scores a lot of goals, but he does a lot of hard yards. If you watch him, he runs for balls. He does a bit of dark arts. Well, he leads one in on the centre half every now and again, puts them off. And again, like I said, first time yesterday where we actually pressed from the front, our two strikers put him under pressure, which you want to see. And how many times did we get the ball back from something might go out for a throw in?
But you need the midfield to support him in that, don't you? And they were doing that. Sheeran was getting forward. They were capitalising on me, because, like I said before, we can't play football from the back. We have to do it when we get the ball in the final third, or at least in their half. We're a lot more dangerous. We putting some passages of play together and did all right. So yeah, it's definitely encouraging, Brad, isn't it? It's moving in the right direction, and we need a strong finish, don't we? That's important.
Look, like I said, next games, the next couple of games, obviously we've got Aldershot on Saturday, we've got Halifax, and then after that, you pick. We've got teams round us. I'm picking the games you want to be playing now. Next 5 games are all you think, yeah, we can get wins in every one of them. We've got, like I said, we've got Aldershot, Halifax, Dagenham, then we've got Gateshead, Maidstone, then Gateshead again. They're all winnable games, and we need to be looking at beating teams and thinking, right, where we're going here. Like I said, that top half finish, I think it put people in a really good mood going into the postseason, thinking, right, we've got some momentum now. Let's push on next season.
Yeah, win the FA Trophy. Go to Wembley twice next season, Brad, in the FA Trophy and the playoffs.
Champagne on ice.
Well, we might get to Wembley yet. Maybe 19 cup finals, as he said. Yeah. You never know.
Well, I hope so. Well,
there's 500 to 1 on it, mate. So I'll be definitely tapping you up for a pint. I tell you.
Well, exactly. I think it'd be a free booze bus, I reckon.
Right, cheers, Brad.
Cheers, pal.
See you soon, mate. The funny thing is, though, we're talking. Is that Gateshead game a bit of a blip? Because they were terrible against Gateshead. Was it the FA Trophy? Because they played that with a confidence last night that we saw against Dorking. But we've all sort of forgotten about the Gateshead game now, haven't we? Because it feels like, well, it was only the FA Trophy. It wasn't the league. But the league, what's important, just need to have another blip again.
Incremental improvements. That's what it's all about.
Yeah.
From Mark White.
Should we bring Danny in?
Yeah, why not?
All right, Danny.
All right.
You all right, pal?
Yeah,
in your Latics theme room.
Yeah, Reese's bedroom.
I
just want to say, last night I was watching it from the north stand, and Jordan Clark, that first half was absolutely woeful, as was Chapman. Both wimping out of challenges. Clark giving the ball away. I just thought we're going to get murdered down the left. But luckily, the game went a different way.
What did you make of how they played in general, though? Other than Clark and Chapman, what did you think of the whole team performance as such? Because I thought we were very comprehensive in our display. We didn't look worried. We didn't look shaky at the back.
Shelton and Yanni, excellent signings, I think. I think Frank's making a statement of intent there. I know Yanni's not signed fully, but it's only a matter of time, innit? And I think we'll kick on now.
I like seeing the change in the game, Danny, last night. I like to see that because the first half I wasn't particularly impressed, but I thought the second half there was a big change in attitude and a big change in the way we played as a team.
Yeah, definitely. We attacked. We seemed to attack for the first time in ages. I know we won 5-1 at Dorking, but we weren't really attacking. Them goals come from nothing, really. But last night we seemed to kick on and think, right, we're going to have a good go at these. And it worked. And I was impressed. I was actually impressed last night. I walked out of Boundary Park with a smile on my face, a genuine smile, and I was well happy.
For me, I was just like, thank God for that. I felt like we should be beating York. And that arrogance sort of crept in going, I shouldn't be over the moon that we beat York. I felt like we should be beating teams like that with the amount of players we've got, the amount of, investment infrastructure. Well, then actually, a bit of me was like, well, it's a learning curve, but we just need to build on the wins and build on them now and just be more controlled. And if we could just show that composure and control and not panic, and we're just lacking that right-sided midfielder with that whip of the ball in, aren't we, for the front men, because we haven't got it.
No, we don't have
I think we're very weak down the old right as it is. Personally, I think the right-hand side scares me more than anywhere else. The whole right-hand side, it's just... We've got... I don't want to say it, but we've got two fairies on the right there. Chapman.
I just think Clark's getting a bad rap, you know, mate. I think
mate. The way he gave that ball away yesterday, he may as well have had a burgundy shirt on. Like he was passing it.
It's harsh. You're harsh there, mate.
He was passing it to them, and I was near enough blowing my top. But then Chapman, he's going to get injured. He's going to injure himself because he pulls his foot out, and he's going to cop for one very soon. He was dilly-dallying, and I just thought...
But he's a centre mid, though, isn't he? His position is centre mid.
You can't be dilly-dallying in centre midfield, can you? No, you've got to be getting stuck in there.
Know. And he was... I don't know, but I'm thinking about going Aldershot Saturday.
I know you rang me up before, didn't you? Say, come on. I'm like, no.
Yeah, I'm thinking about it. I've been quite impressed with the way we've changed lately. What if we had three wins in 5 games?
Well, yeah, it's good form. It's good form. So why not?
The new signings, I'm really impressed with anyway.
We've been telling everyone to chill out, haven't we, all season? Just relax. It'll all come good eventually. Do you know what I mean? But I mean, we were all panicking when we were in the bottom 4. I mean, that wasn't nice, was it? And you know, being in the bottom 4 at Christmas, and you know, we've had to keep building that. We've had to keep adding to the squad, even though we've got such a big squad. It wasn't doing the business, was it? It wasn't good enough in key areas, and we've made some of those signings. And you know, I mean, I've just got to the kind of conversations that we're having now, and the kind of details. Well, we're not strong down this side, we're not strong down that side. I think we've got to give a lot of credit to the board. We've got to give a lot of credit to the Rothwells, Frank, because they've come in, they've put the money where their mouth is. There's changes every single time you rock up to Boundary Park at a game. You see something different that's improved at the stadium. You know, last night the floodlights. You know, all these things cost a lot of money.
Hey, Sharon.
Sharon.
I don't know what game you were watching, Chris, but it definitely were Oldham York. But good luck with Sharon.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, there's all these things that are happening, and you know, we could be look at Scunthorpe there. They've just been taken over by someone, and from what we know about this person that they've taken on, he might very well not be the right person. You know, we've got a lot to be grateful for this season, and hopefully, you know, we finish it with some momentum, because as you said, we should be beating teams like York. We're playing teams that are on the up. York got promoted last season; they've got forward momentum. There's so many teams that are in this level that are on the best run of form that they've been on. They've been playing at lower levels. They're on the way up. There's a lot of money. There's a lot of good teams. Got a massive test against Chesterfield. I think that's going to show us, you know, at the end of the month how far we've come. But we are slowly now starting to build upward momentum, and once that starts to build, then we can start thinking about having a push in the playoffs. I think
just need that right-sided midfielder, though.
I think 19 cup finals in one season is probably a bit too many cup finals for us.
You never know. You never know.
Do you think there's any remote possibility, Danny? I know you're like a bet. Would you fancy us to maybe sneak into the playoffs?
I think top 10. I'm going to say top 10. I think we'll just miss out, and that'll be due to not having anyone down the right and being very weak down the right. But I think next season, I think we'll be serious contenders, top 8 all season. I think we will. I think we'll kick on now, and I think Frank and the Royals, they've come under stick. But look at what they're doing around the place. I'm not sure. I'm still not sure. I'm on the fence with Unsworth. But results speak for themselves, and we've improved much lately.
Yeah,
well, that's it. I was never a fan of Lee Johnson, but he got us just outside the playoffs. And if he's getting the results, he's getting the results in here. And he signed decent players, didn't he, Lee Johnson? I never really liked him, but hey, you know, if you can get the results, get the players in, and get the right personnel, and get the tactics right, just win some, just improve, and win games. You're going to lose some, you are, but just don't lose in the way he's been losing for the last, you know, the start of his tenure. You know what I mean? But yeah.
Yeah, but I think the players as well have to take responsibility, don't they? They have to, and it looks to me like they are stepping up. Like they look like a bit more of a collective. Teams like there's some kind of spirit building, isn't there now? And if that's the case, then you know the management team, the coaching team have to take credit for that, because that's their job to foster the right kind of spirit in the camp and stuff like
Baz
that.
Rathbone said to us, he said it means nothing until you start winning some bloody games, and now we are. So let's just hope we can build on it.
I was quite impressed with the fans last night as well. 5,900 at home on a Tuesday night. And only 714 from York. I think if that would have been on a Saturday, they'd have had 1,000.
Yeah, easily, yeah. Yeah, it's still a decent turnout from them, wasn't it? Yeah.
But our fans, I'm just glad we didn't go 1-0 down and it get toxic before we kicked on.
Yeah.
I think it's wasting everyone's time when we're getting toxic. And we all panic as a football fan, but there's no point in getting on the players' backs and starting getting negative at a home game. The home game should be our fortress and really kick on. And yesterday was first clean sheet since Torquay away.
Yeah, wow.
No,
was it?
No, it weren't Yeovil. Yeovil with
1-2. 2-0. Yeah, well, we've certainly not had many.
No.
That's for sure.
Well, the thing is, the other option is put Alex Reid down the right and give him a go down the right. You know what I mean? He's pacey, but it's whether he wants to play that position. And,
I think a winger is a...
Well, he came in and said he was a fox in the box, didn't he, Alex Reid? So we need him in that box.
Yeah, well, we'll have to see. I think a winger's a specialised position. I think it's a difficult position to be when you're either a winger or you're not a winger. Do you know what I mean? If you're going to play with wingers, I mean, you know. So anyway, right. Well, let's bring Ant in because he's been waiting very patiently for a long time. Thanks for calling, Daddy.
Dan.
No worries, chaps.
All the best. Enjoy Aldershot.
See you later, mate.
Well, we'll see.
You'll be there. You know you will. Once that nugget's in your head, you know you'll be going.
See you in a bit.
See you later, mate.
Sorry, thanks for calling, Daddy.
Oh, I can hear us.
Oh, yeah. So
you turn the volume. Have you got any
turn the
headphones?
volume down, mate. I'll put your volume on.
You got any headphones?
Anthony.
Hello, gents.
You all right?
Just turn your volume down, mate, in the background.
Sorry, I was just midway through watching it on the TV. It's like a little bit of a delay.
Yeah.
Right. Turn it down on the TV and just listen to it through.
What minute? I can't hear you. What minute?
Right, no worries.
It's all right. No one's watching. It's fine.
Oh, David, can't hear you, mate.
Have you got us, mate?
Hello.
No.
Oh,
right, just wait till he connects again. Yeah, let's try him again. He's connected again. Let's try him again.
Yeah. Hello.
Anthony.
Hello.
Is that better? Can you hear us?
Turn this on.
It's not happening, is it?
No.
Hang on. So now, Dave, fans can buy us a coffee. How do you like your coffee?
Like a nice cream, white, frothy latte.
Latte. So if you want to buy Dave a
latte,
then you can go to buymeacoffee.com/OAFC podcast. I'll just take mine black. Right, let's try again. Hello, Ant.
He's on mute now. Unmute him if you can.
I can't unmute him.
You can.
No, I can't.
Ant, he's there.
No.
Oh, right.
Dear.
Have you got a gig coming up, Matt?
Why did you... Hang on. Spiked Island play live, guaranteed indie bangers from Baggy to Britpop live February 3rd. The Dog in Chatham. Yeah, thanks for asking. Thanks for asking, Dave. Right, Ant's in twice now.
Right, here we go. Let's give it. Let's give it a go. Come on,
Ant.
Ant, are you there? Ant.
No, there's some kind of a party.
Oh, let's try again.
Oh. Hello,
Ant. Talk to me.
Oh, mate, Dave, I'll catch you on Facebook, mate.
Okay.
Is this a personal call? Are you taking personal calls on the phone?
Oh God, right, all right. You're going to bloody give me a...
I'm not going to give you any beef paste.
I believe an Oldham player's listening. We won't name him.
Yeah. Well, I'm probably all listening, Dave. This is, you know, probably learn a lot about
Harry Vaghan. That's what it says.
Who?
Harry Vaghan.
Viscount.
Viscount.
Do you like Viscounts?
Do
you like Viscounts or trios?
I was more of a club man.
Oh, clubs were good, weren't
they?
Which
one?
Orange Club.
Fruit.
Oh, yeah, Fruit with currants. Anyway, yeah, as you can see, this one is rapidly losing momentum. So,
momentum.
I think we'll probably call it a day, Dave.
50 minutes.
Think, Dave?
Yeah.
I think 50 minutes is enough. Anyway, we were never going to top last week's, were we, Mark White?
Yeah, and if you want to be slightly impressed, go and check out Spiked Island at the Dog Inn in Chadderton.
You will be slightly
Chadderton.
entertained.
Chadderton.
But yeah, thanks for getting in touch. If you did call, podcast is out on Monday morning. You can buy us a coffee and all that. Check the notes. Blah 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 blah.
Roll on, Aldershot.
Aldershot. Yeah, if you go in, have a good one, enjoy it. You are absolutely the best.
Bye.
The Boundary Park Alert System is hosted and produced weekly by Matt Dean, Andy Halliwell and Dave Bradley. A huge thank you goes to those people who already subscribe to the podcast. We appreciate you all, and if you'd like to help us out financially, please visit oafcpodcast.co.uk and click support or find the link in the show notes. It's only $2.99 a month to subscribe, but if you'd rather make a one-off donation, please visit buymeacoffee.com/OAFC podcast or click the link on our website. Please follow and interact with us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram and TikTok at OAFC Podcast, and subscribe to youtube.com/@OAFC Podcast, where you will find the Latics Football Phone-In with myself and Dave Bradley live every Wednesday from 8:30 p.m. We'd like to thank Arlene Finnegan for writing our excellent weekly blog, which we encourage you to read on our website every Saturday morning. And thanks also goes to Paul Prendergast for providing us with all the Latics Mind questions. The title music for the show is by Manchester DJ and producer Starion, and for more information visit bandcamp.com/Red Laser Records. You can help change the game by listening to us on the Fan Hub app along with all major podcast platforms. Please like, subscribe and review the pod and help us climb the rankings to get more listeners wherever you listen. Thank you for listening, and if you'd like to be a guest or contribute to the show in any way, we'd love to hear from you. See you next week.